host, Cristina Hernandez. Thanks for being with us. And today with me is Luly Diez. Luly
Hi.
has she's a mom, she's a businesswoman. She is like all of us doing the juggle. Her main business is Painless Pregnancy. So we're going to kind of focus on that. But we're also going to talk about another community that she has started called Ketolicious Kid. But let's talk first about painless pregnancy.
Okay.
How did painless pregnancy get started?
Uh-huh.
And tell me a little bit about what this is all about.
So, painless pregnancy, actually, like the idea for it started back 13 years ago. I was in school for physical therapy. I'm a physical therapist. And I was pregnant. I got pregnant the second year of school.
Wow.
And, I had a normal pregnancy. I was young. I didn't think much about my pregnancy. I just went through it, went to school, did all the things. And then when I gave birth to my son, it was traumatic. And I'm not exaggerating when I say traumatic. Like, it was one of these like experiences that you hear about like in movies, or those things that you're like, oh, that doesn't really happen.
Yeah.
So I don't do you want okay, so I'll tell you.
happened?
So if you're pregnant, you might not want to watch this part now.
Yeah.
So I went
knowledge
into
is power.
yeah,
So
it's true. It's true. Don't be scared.
Okay.
Or watch this so that you learn and advocate for yourself.
Yeah.
So I went into labor. My water broke like in the middle of the night, like it always does, because you can't break in the normal time. And I go to the hospital. I'm progressing fine. Everything seems okay. And then my doctor was like, oh, let's speed this along. Let's give you some Pitocin. So they give me Pitocin, and I'm like, okay, sure, this is how it goes. And it speeds up my labor, and it's progressing, and it's getting really painful, and it's awful. So then I asked for an epidural, and they give me the epidural. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I'm going to throw up. I just don't feel good. I'm going to throw up. Like, what's going on? And then the nurse is like, well, let's check you. Let's see if you're ready to push. And when they look, I was 10 centimeters dilated. And because of the timing of the epidural they gave me, I couldn't push effectively.
Wow.
So I was pushing for 3 hours.
Wow.
And my son got stuck in the birth canal. And by the time they finally got him out, they had to use forceps. They had to use a vacuum. They had to use like a manual like manipulation to turn him. And so he had a skull fracture. He had a cephalohematoma. He had something wrong with his shoulder that they told me he wasn't going to be able to use his right arm. They told me he was going to have all these like deficits due to the trauma of his birth. And then I was left without being able to walk for 4 months.
Wow.
So I had a femoral nerve damage on both legs. So I couldn't move or feel my legs. So it was awful.
So when you went through that, at first, do you think, am I going to be stuck like this forever? Am I going to get better?
So,
did you know?
Yeah, there was like a moment there when they didn't know why I couldn't move my legs. They weren't sure if they had maybe severed my spinal cord when they put the epidural wrong, or nobody had an explanation for me. So that was another thing that was very scary. It was just like, I don't know why this happened to you.
How crazy.
So fast forward 13 years, we're both fine.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So you suffered it
was awful.
And then this leads up to.
Yeah. So then they just, finally, when they realize, okay, your spinal cord isn't severed and you have peripheral nerve damage, they just sent me home.
Wow.
And they gave me a wheelchair and a walker and a newborn, and they sent me home, and they're like, we'll see you in 6 weeks. And I was like, what do you mean? So, and I was looking for people to help me and see what to do. And there was really nobody there to help me.
What did you do, Luly?
So luckily I was in physical therapy school. Like it was a blessing that he was born at that time. So me and one of my best friends, Kat, who is the founder of Painless Pregnancy. We kind of like did research. We looked up stuff. We called professors, and we rehabbed me back into being functional and moving. And, and ever since then, like we've just become so passionate about helping women and helping moms. And, you know, obviously my experience was so traumatic, but everybody's birth story is different, and
Yeah.
everybody's pregnancy is different. And the things that they go through are just, they're very real, and they're difficult sometimes.
They are.
So if we can do anything we can to make somebody have a painless pregnancy,
Yeah.
that's what we want to
What
do.
are some also some other issues that happen while, you know, like pre-pregnancy?
Yeah.
And what are some issues that you see after pregnancy that we don't talk about?
Yeah. So a lot of things like before pregnancy, we just in general, we have bad posture and we don't take care of ourselves. You know, we're running around doing our days. You know, some people are very athletic and they're doing exercise, but really, like, there's like a lack of like core awareness, core stability. And you know, if we're seeing somebody before they get pregnant, we just like to make sure that they're in the optimum health and strength, that their joints are able to move, because as you're pregnant, your body expands and contracts and does all these things. And we want to make sure that your body can do that. So we work with people to make sure that their bodies can do that before pregnancy and throughout their pregnancy. We also treat them like if they get like, there's so many very common things that happen during pregnancy, like SI joint, sciatic pain.
Yeah, I have that.
And I'm sure it wasn't fun.
No, it was painful.
Yeah. So, and then what happens too is a lot of practitioners, even physical therapists that don't specialize in pregnancy, are scared to treat pregnant women because they're worried that they'll hurt the baby, or that the pregnant body is so different than like a normal, you know, a non-pregnant body, that you really need specialized training to be able to treat these women. So what ends up happening is doctors will be like, well, we'll figure it out when you're not pregnant. Like after your pregnancy, we'll do that. And then, you know, we're kind of trained in this mindset that, oh, this is all normal. And it's not normal. It's common. It's very common, but it's not normal. Like, you don't need to suffer during pregnancy. And then after pregnancy, sorry, I just keep talking.
Yeah, no, it's great.
After pregnancy, and even during pregnancy at the end, sometimes incontinence is something that happens, you know, and it's funny now.
And the sneezing that we talked about, that happens.
People
to
are calling
women.
it like peas, like you sneeze and peas and pee at the same time, and it's not fun. And we've all normalized it, you know. And I've talked to moms, I've talked to friends that they're like, well, I'm just gonna only wear black leggings and that's fine, and nobody will know, and I'll just change after. And you know, I'll wear a pad.
Yeah.
And
the things we go through.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be that way. You know, there's stuff that you can do. There's strengthening that we can do of your pelvic floor, coordination of your abs, like all this kind of stuff that you don't have to pee and sneeze for the rest of your life.
That's good to know. I noticed also on your Instagram, you were doing some pelvic floor exercises. So you do feature some of that on your page. Also, one of the things that we've talked about that happens after pregnancy, which we don't really talk about and need to bring more awareness to, is pain after, you know, pain during intercourse because of your pregnancy. And it's something we talk about, and there's a way to fix it. And you can help.
Yes, we can help. Yeah. And it's, again, one of those things that kind of gets normalized, pain with intercourse. And just because if you tear, if you get stitches, if, you know, there's just a lot goes down there, like during pregnancy. And if you think about it, if you were to have abdominal surgery, like if you have a hernia repair, or even if you have an appendicitis, when you recover from that surgery, they usually send a physical therapist to see you, and you usually go to rehab for these things.
I didn't.
Well, you didn't?
No.
Oh no, you should. You know, so how long ago was that?
I mean,
yeah,
January 2013.
Oh no, not the babies. I'm saying like the appendicitis.
Oh,
like
I didn't have appendicitis. No, sorry. It was with the C-section.
The C-section, right. So with a exactly like what I'm saying, and you don't even think about it. And imagine you have this giant incision that's like basically
and
from
you
hip
can't
bone
even
to
lift
hip bone.
Up your head at first.
Exactly. So we want to bridge that gap. We want to make sure that people can get better and function better. And moms are the cornerstone of their family. Like they're the foundation.
They are.
Yeah. So if mom isn't feeling well, like how can you take care of all the little people that you need to take care of.
Another thing that we don't talk about is the mommy tummy.
Yes.
Pain just anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
and with mommy tummy, it's not just aesthetic. Like some people think like, oh, I just hate how my belly looks. It's bulging. I don't look as nice as I used to. And if you have this separation in your abs, which we've all termed mommy tummy, what happens is it can lead to back pain. It can lead to incontinence. It can lead to prolapse, which is kind of when your organs start falling out of your body. You don't want that to happen.
wow.
So if you feel like you're having this issue, don't be like, oh, it's aesthetic, I'm going to leave it alone. Like it should be addressed
And it can be fixed.
It can be fixed. Yeah. Yeah.
I think
through
that's
exercise, not surgery.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
I think that so many of us think this is just the way it is.
Right.
And you just have to learn to live with it.
Right.
And that it can't really be fixed. And that's amazing. And that we want to bring awareness to this because it can be fixed.
It can be.
And that you're a service for women to help them with this. And you're here, you're local, you come to people's houses.
Yes. So that's another thing, like now during times of COVID, and it's kind of how we've decided to branch out into Miami. During COVID, it's just when you're pregnant, when you have a new baby, or when you have a large family in general, you're a little more cautious, and making an extra trip to the doctor, any extra trip out of your house is something that you think twice about. So that's why it's great we come to you, and you don't have to worry about like getting your baby out of the house, or even without COVID, like getting a babysitter for your baby, organizing the 15 things. Because when you leave your house with a baby, it's like, it's an event. So yeah.
And also, I mean, I know myself, there's a lot of, and it's stuff that we do in our head.
Yeah.
The whole, I don't want to go to a gym. I don't want people to see me. I look this way or whatever.
Yeah.
So there's a lot. I think you going to see people during such a sensitive time for women is great too, that you offer that service. Yeah. You guys are offering, you have a Black Friday sale. Let's talk about this Black Friday sale.
We're so excited. So because now, Thanksgiving, people usually do Friendsgivings.
Yes.
Friendsgivings are kind of like canceled this year. Not canceled, but like, they're just not, people aren't doing them. So we are hosting a Friendsgiving sale. So if you purchase our services for a friend, they'll be 50% off.
That's amazing.
Our services. So
and that would be a great gift to give a friend.
Yeah, and you can get them now and they can use them, later. It's not like they need them to use it right when you buy them or anything. So
yeah. That's good to know.
Yes.
So Painless Pregnancy. And you have a website. And you're on Instagram, and you're easy to get in touch with. So, one of the other things that I was talking to you, and that we talk about here on this show in general, is just the juggle that we all do in life. Yeah. And you are doing your painless pregnancy. You're a mom of 3. Yes. And this is one of your children.
Just the one human
suffers from epilepsy.
Yes.
And this month is November, and before we close out the month, it's Epilepsy Awareness Month. And you've started a community, which is on Instagram, called Ketolicious Kid. And I think I saw your Instagram, and you're doing these great recipes, and I was looking at them going, this is great. You're doing them with your kid. He's involved in making the recipes with you. You can tell he is so into it.
He's a ham. He does love the camera. I mean, I think he would love to be here right now with me.
He's adorable. And it's just, it's a good thing to incorporate. I know that whenever I do recipes with my daughter, even though I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to deal with all of this mess.
The extra pickup.
But what a difference it makes when they're involved in the process.
Yeah. And especially with him, like, we treat his epilepsy through his diet. Like that is what has essentially saved his life. And it's going to be a way of life for him. Like he needs to learn how to eat this way. So if I just keep, putting this food in front of him and I don't teach him how to, do it for himself, then I'm just doing him a disservice. So like, that's another reason why, like, I like to incorporate him in all this stuff, because then he can start to learn. I mean, he's only 6, so, but still, like, if he can learn to do all these things, then I think his life is just going to be so much better.
Yeah. There's this other blogger that I follow also on social media, and she had this post that was like, were you tired today? You're a great mom.
Yeah.
Did you scream at your kid today? You're a great mom. And just hearing you talk, I just want to say you're a great mom.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I try. Most days.
So I encourage everyone, because that's just the juggle that we're all doing, and trying to start your business, getting this going, managing 3 kids, doing the keto thing. Wow. And it is a great Instagram page for great recipes, do them with your kids. I loved it. Okay, so we have some fire questions.
Okay.
Oh, Costco.
Me. No, I'm ready.
Right? No hats. Okay. Costco or Sam's?
Costco.
Yeah. What is your favorite? Are you reading a book right now?
I'm not. I wish.
Yeah, right.
It's been
Me
so
too.
long. I miss books.
I'm the same way. I buy them with such good intentions, and I'm like, I really want to read that book, but
what I'm reading now is a lot of medical journals about pregnant and postpartum care. That is my
painless pregnancy.
One day I'll find a book.
Is there a podcast you're listening that you're kind of follow, or
I'm kind of a true crime junkie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I listen to, when I'm not listening to my webinars on health stuff, it's the true crime podcasts.
Those I've listened to that, and it is very good.
I can't stop.
Yeah. And it's crazy because they're true. I know.
Not at night, just like during the day when there's sunshine out.
Yeah. Dark or milk chocolate?
Dark.
Me too. Yep. We're on the same page. Yep. What's your favorite local shop in Miami to shop at?
For what?
Clothes, right? Clothes. I would say. Let's give a.
So my friend actually has an Instagram boutique, Shop So Chic, and that's where I do all my shopping.
Okay. Yeah. I hadn't heard about that. Yeah. So good shout out to Shop So Chic on Instagram. Okay. And she's local.
She is. She's
great.
Local. She's a mom too. And it's so great because I just message her and then she's like, it appears and it's awesome. And then if it doesn't work out, I just give it back.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite restaurant in Miami?
Ooh, it's been a while. I haven't gone to a restaurant in a while.
Maybe for pickup.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? I love Madruga.
Madruga
Bakery.
I don't know that one.
Oh, yes.
Where is it?
The best egg, like for breakfast.
Yeah.
It is on Madruga, off US 1.
I think I know where you're talking about.
It's been a while.
Okay.
But yes, they have like the most delicious egg sandwich for breakfast.
Awesome.
Yes, love that place.
Okay. Luly, thanks for being with us today.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
I really want to give another shout out to Painless Pregnancy. And also follow Ketolicious Kid on Instagram. And don't forget about their Black Friday sale, their Friendsgiving sale, 50% off of their services. And be aware of your body. Yeah. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you next week. And starting in December, we're going to be moving over to Mondays at 11 a.m. And I'll start reminding you guys of that. Thanks for watching. If you have a friend that you think wants to promote their business, have them get in touch with us. We'd love to have them on and promote their business. It's all about shop local, buy local. And we will talk to you again soon. Thanks, Luly.
Thank you.
Bye.